Once upon a time, there was a kind-hearted princess who went for a walk in the royal garden. Beneath a tree, she discovered a tiny bird's egg that had fallen to the ground. Not wanting to leave it there, the princess looked around for a nest, but she could not find one. In the end, she decided to take the little egg back to the palace and care for it herself. Days passed as the princess lovingly watched over the egg, barely resting or eating. At last, the tiny egg began to wiggle and shake. Crack! Crack! A little bird slowly pecked its way out of the shell and greeted the princess who had saved its life. From that day on, the little bird followed the princess everywhere and never left her side. It loved the princess with all its heart, and the princess loved and cherished the little bird just as much. One day, a mischievous dragon flew past the garden and spotted the princess playing hide-and-seek. The dragon grinned wickedly. Wanting to frighten the people for fun, it swooped down from the sky and snatched the princess away, imprisoning her in its dark cave. When the little bird saw the dragon take the princess, it immediately flew after them, determined to rescue her. But the bird was hundreds of times smaller than the dragon, so it knew it could not rely on strength alone. It would have to use its intelligence. The little bird thought, and thought, and thought. At last, it came up with a clever plan. When the little bird reached the entrance of the dragon's cave, it paused to review its plan. Then, gathering all its courage, it shouted insults at the dragon, challenging it to come out and catch a tiny bird like itself. At first, the dragon felt it was ridiculous to chase such a small creature. But when the little bird mocked the dragon, saying that a giant dragon like him was slow and clumsy, the dragon became furious. Smoke poured from its ears as it burst out of the cave and charged straight at the little bird. The little bird gasped as the dragon lunged toward it, narrowly escaping the dragon's sharp fangs. Then it began to carry out its plan. The bird flew swiftly and erratically, leading the dragon on a wild chase. Time after time, the dragon tried to catch the bird, but failed each time. The little bird zigzagged left and right until the dragon grew dizzy. When the dragon's long body twisted into the shape of a figure 8, the clever little bird suddenly turned back, tricking the dragon into tangling its own head and tail into a tight knot. At last, the dragon was completely helpless. It fell into the sea with a loud splash and was never seen again, never able to harm anyone ever after. The princess was overjoyed that the little bird had saved her from the wicked dragon. The little bird, too, was happy that it had protected the princess it loved so dearly. When the king learned of the little bird's bravery and intelligence, he appointed the tiny bird as a royal knight to accompany the princess wherever she went. The princess kissed the little bird gently on the cheek as a reward for its courage. The little bird blushed shyly, its cheeks turning rosy pink. And so the story of the princess and her tiny knight came to a happy ending.